Now let's talk about writing linear inequalities from word problems. But let's first recall what are inequalities. Well, inequalities are any expressions that makes use of these symbols. Can be the greater than symbol, or the greater than or equal to symbol, or the less than symbol, or less than or equal to symbol, or it can be the not equal symbol. Now, because for this lesson, we will be dealing with word problems, it is important that we know the different keywords associated for each inequality symbol. For example, we have this greater than. So if you use this phrase is more than, is greater than, is larger than, or above, all of these keywords, all of these phrases should translate to this symbol. For these keywords, minimum, at least, is not less than, not smaller than, you should use this symbol, the greater than or equal symbol. There's a line under. Now, for this symbol here, which is less than, you should use this keywords is smaller than, is less than, below, or under. Now, if you see these phrases, maximum, at most, not more than, is not greater than, or greatest, all of these keywords will make use this symbol. Now, make sure you remember the keywords associated for each inequality symbol. So you have this first problem. We have a group of friends who wants to go to the amusement park. They have no more than $365 to spend on parking and admission. Parking is $16.25 and tickets cost $38.75 per person, including the tax. Write an inequality which can be used to determine the P, the number of people who can go to the amusement park. All right, so in any word problem, it is very important that you should first understand the situation of in the word problem. So in here, if we try to rephrase it, that there is a group of friends and they want to go to the amusement park, and then they can only spend the 365. So when they go there, they need to pay for parking and ticket. That's what basically this problem is about. Now, the problem is asking us to create a linear inequality that can be used to determine the P. P is a variable that means the number of people who can go to the amusement park. All right, so what I usually do is in this word problem, I would normally look for the keyword. Remember the table that I showed you, the keywords associated for each inequality symbol? That's what I will usually do, looking for the keywords in this problem. And I see that this is the keyword used in this problem. No more than 365. So if I translate that into symbols, no more than 365, that would actually be, if we refer to the table previously, that's actually no more than is just less than or equal to, and then the number is 365. So I just put that number on the right side of the inequality. So that part, no more than 365. All right, next, of course, to complete my inequality, I need to write something on my left side. And going back to the problem, I see other numbers there like 1625, 3875. That's actually the parking fee, and this is the cost of the ticket. You know, when you go to the amusement park, because they need to pay the parking and the ticket. So that gives me an idea that I need to add these two numbers. I need to add them because they these people who goes to the amusement park needs to pay these numbers. So addition should be between these two numbers. But also remember that we have to use the variable P, which means the number of people who can go to the amusement park. So that means that these two numbers that we have, 1625 and 38.75, one of them should have the variable P. Now, because 3875 says per person, which means the P, the number of people, so the variable P should go to 3875. All right, so now if I write my final expression, it should be my 38.75, which means per person, so it should have the P. So 3875P. All right, that's for the ticket costs. And remember, I'm going to add my parking fee because they need to pay it. So plus the parking fee, which is 16.25. So this is now my final inequality expression. 38.75p plus 16.25 less than or equal to 365. Let's now go to our second example. So we have here a car rental problem. A rental car company charges $20.59 per day to rent a car and $0.06 for every mile driven. Abigail wants to rent a car knowing that she plans to drive 150 miles and she has at most 420 to spend. So we are asked to make an inequality that can be used to determine X, the maximum number of days Abigail can afford to rent for while staying within her budget. All right, so make sure that you understand the situation in this word problem. Now, to make the inequality, so look for the keyword that was used in this problem. If I say keyword, I'm actually referring to the keywords found in the table that I showed earlier in this video. So now I see from this word problem, so this is the keyword that was used in this problem, at most 420. So if I translate that symbols, if you refer back to the table, at most 400, at most is using the less than or equal symbol, and then the number there is 420. Write it at the right side of the inequality. All right, so that part is less than or equal to 420. All right, so to complete your inequality, all you have to do is to write the left side of your inequality. Now, all you have to do is go back to the problem and make use the remaining numbers. And these numbers are the 2059, 0.06, and 150. Now, it's important that you know what these numbers mean in the word problem. So as you can see, 2059, it's actually the charge per day to rent the car. So, and then 0.06, it's the charge for every mile that Abigail drives the car. And 150 is the number of miles that Abigail plans to drive. All right. And then, of course, don't forget to use the variable x, because one of these numbers, one of the three numbers there should have x, the variable x. Now, for you to know which number gets the x, so you should know what x means. So x means here the maximum number of days. So it's the number of days. X means the number of days. So from these three numbers that you have, it's the 2059 that says per day. So that means that X should go to 2059. So I'll put it in here, 2059 X. All right. And that 2059 is the charge for renting the car. Now, if we go back to the problem, we still have two numbers here, 0.06, that's the fee for every mile, and then Abigail plans to drive 150 miles. So that means if Abigail drives 150 miles, and for each mile, that's 0.06, so that means we'll multiply this, how much will it be? Now, if you use your calculator, that's equal to $9. So that means after renting the car, Abigail also needs to pay this $9 because that's the fee for driving 150 miles. All right. So that means I'm going to add here my 9. You need to add because Abigail needs to pay all of this. So this is now the inequality.